Disney's Riviera Resort has been a popular choice for Walt Disney World guests since it opened in 2019, especially because of its on-site Skyliner access to EPCOT and Hollywood Studios. But what are the rooms actually like, and are they worth the deluxe price tag? In this video, we're touring a Deluxe Studio Preferred View room at Disney's Riviera Resort and sharing the biggest pros and cons to help you decide whether this room type is a good fit for your next Disney trip. The Deluxe Studio is the second smallest Disney Vacation Club room type at Riviera Resort, sitting between the smaller Tower Studio and the larger Villa-style rooms. It sleeps up to 5 guests, making it one of the most flexible room options at this resort. Inside the room, you'll find a standard queen bed, a queen pull-down bed, and a twin pull-down bed located underneath the TV. Starting with the main sleeping area, the standard queen bed has a small bedside table on both sides, with USB-A ports and standard outlets nearby. There are also additional USB-A ports and outlets underneath the TV, which is helpful if you have multiple people charging phones, magic bands, cameras, or other park bag items overnight. The queen pull-down bed is one of the major space-saving features in this room. When it's closed, it functions as a couch with a coffee table in front of it. When pulled down, it reveals 101 Dalmatians artwork and becomes a full queen-size sleeping space. One of the nice things about this bed is that it has a real thick mattress, similar to the standard queen bed. So unlike an older style sofa bed, this feels much more like an actual bed and less like a compromise. Under the TV, there is also a twin-size pull-down bed with Rapunzel artwork. This bed has a thinner mattress than the 2 queen beds and is really best suited for a child or smaller adult. There is also a 300-pound weight limit, so that's something to keep in mind when deciding who will sleep here. One thing we do want to point out is that the pull-down beds can be a little squeaky when opening and closing, and sometimes when they're in use. This may not be an issue in every room, but it is something to be aware of with this style of bed. If you notice this during your stay, it may be worth contacting the front desk. Maintenance may be able to help by tightening or adjusting the moving parts, but because these beds move up and down frequently, some squeaking may just be a part of the trade-off with this space-saving design. The room also includes a small kitchenette, which is one of the benefits of booking a Disney Vacation Club studio instead of a standard hotel room. Here, you'll find a sink, mini fridge, microwave, Keurig, and cabinet storage. There's also a small table with 2 chairs, along with USB-A and standard outlets above the table. This setup is convenient for breakfast in the room, reheating leftovers, making coffee, or storing snacks and drinks. It is not a full kitchen, but for a studio room, it adds a lot of functionality. The closet includes the standard items you'd expect, including a safe, luggage rack, iron, and ironing board. One downside of this room is the lack of traditional dresser. Instead of a regular height dresser with full drawers, the storage is built into different areas of the room, including the bedside tables, under the foot of the bed, and inside the coffee table. There's also open storage under the beds. It is clever use of space, but not necessarily the most comfortable or convenient setup. Most of the drawers are very low, which could be difficult for guests with back or knee issues, or for anyone who prefers to fully unpack during a longer stay. Also note that the Deluxe Studio does not include an in-room washer and dryer. If laundry inside the room is important for your party, you would need to upgrade to a 1-bedroom villa or larger at the Riviera. The bathroom layout is one of the strongest features of this room. Instead of one standard bathroom area, this room has 2 separate shower spaces. On one side, there's a tub shower combination with a vanity area. On the other side, there's a separate walk-in shower located next to the toilet. Both areas can be closed off for privacy, which means 2 people can shower or get ready at the same time. For a family or group of adults, this is a major benefit and one of the biggest advantages of this room layout. That said, there is still only 1 toilet and 1 vanity, so while the 2 shower areas are very helpful, your group will still need to coordinate use of the sink and toilet. We were also a little surprised that there is only 1 vanity sink, especially at a deluxe resort. Some moderate resorts, including Grand Casino Tower at Coronado Springs, offer 2 sinks in certain room layouts, so that would have been nice to see here. Be sure to view our Grand Casino Tower room tour videos to check them out. However, because the room does have a kitchenette sink, that could serve as a backup if multiple people are trying to get ready at the same time. The room also includes a balcony with a small table and 2 chairs, which is always a nice feature at a Disney Deluxe resort. This particular room was a preferred view room overlooking the courtyard, pool area, Barefoot Bay, and the Skyliner in the distance. Your exact view will depend on your room location, floor, and whether you book a preferred view or standard view room. Standard view rooms may overlook parking areas or roadways, while preferred view rooms generally have views of the pool, courtyard, lake, landscaping, or similar resort areas. Depending on your room location, you may also be able to see fireworks from EPCOT, Hollywood Studios, or even Magic Kingdom in the distance, but that is definitely not guaranteed, so we would treat it as a possible bonus rather than something to count on when booking. Now stepping back from the room itself, the Riviera is a Disney Vacation Club Deluxe Villas Resort, but you don't have to be a DVC member to stay here. When available, these rooms can be booked directly through Disney like a regular resort room, or sometimes through rented DVC points for a lower price. Either way, this is still priced as a deluxe resort, so the real question is whether the room layout, dining, atmosphere, and Skyliner access justify the cost. The resort itself is themed around Europe and the Mediterranean, especially the French and Italian Rivieras. You can see that influence in the architecture, the artwork, the restaurant names, and the food options throughout the resort. The Riviera is also home to some excellent dining. Primo Piatto is one of the better resort quick-service restaurants on Disney property, and Topolino's Terrace is one of the most popular character breakfast locations at Walt Disney World. Dinner at Topolino's Terrace is not a character meal, but it is a signature dining experience with beautiful views and, depending on timing and weather, possible EPCOT fireworks viewing. One of the biggest perks of staying at the Riviera Resort is the Disney Skyliner. From the Riviera, you can take the Skyliner to EPCOT's International Gateway and to Hollywood Studios. The Skyliner also connects to the Caribbean Beach Resort, Pop Century Resort, and the Art of Animation Resort if you'd like to do some resort hopping. Bus transportation is available to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Disney Springs, and the water parks. One important thing to know is that the Skyliner does close during inclement weather. When that happens, Disney provides bus transportation to EPCOT and Hollywood Studios, but under normal circumstances, buses are not typically provided from the Riviera to those two parks because the Skyliner is the primary transportation option. So if you have a fear of heights, motion sickness concerns, or you simply do not want to rely on the Skyliner, that is something to consider before booking this resort. So, is a deluxe studio at Disney's Riviera Resort worth it? Overall, this room can be a very good fit for parties of 5 or less, DVC members, guests who want Skyliner access, and anyone looking for a clean, modern, deluxe resort room with a little more functionality than a standard hotel room. The biggest pros are the ability to sleep up to 5 guests, the 2 separate shower areas, the kitchenette, the balcony, and the convenient Skyliner access to EPCOT and Hollywood Studios. The biggest cons are the high price, the limited traditional storage, the single vanity sink, the potential squeakiness of the pull-down beds, and the fact that you're relying heavily on the Skyliner for 2 of the 4 theme parks. If your top priorities are space for 5, 2 shower areas, a modern room, and easy access to EPCOT and Hollywood Studios, this room could be a great fit. But if you are mainly looking for the best value for the money or the largest room for the price, there may be better options elsewhere on Disney property. For us, the Riviera Deluxe Studio is a beautiful and functional room, but it makes the most sense for guests who will really use the Skyliner, appreciate the split bathroom layout, and are comfortable paying deluxe pricing for the overall resort experience. If you're planning a Disney World trip and trying to decide where to stay, or which resorts are actually worth the price, we have more Disney resort tours, dining reviews, and planning tips on the channel. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more Disney planning reviews. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.